Welcome back to the channel. This is Shrimpimpin. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more of these videos if you are interested in them. Today we're going to be talking about Cern. I'm going to be following the money. This is all public information and most people probably aren't even aware of what's really taking place. But I'm not going to be talking about the Mandela effects of Cern and all of these things. I'm just going to follow the money and make some commentary on it. So let's go. Cern, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. The physics lab in Geneva operates as an intergovernmental organization founded by the member states. It carries no traditional stock. The ticker symbol CERN on the Nasdaq belongs to Cerner Corporation. It's a healthcare information technology company. And the ownership picture for that is now acquired by Oracle. This merger took place in 2022. Now, before Oracle's takeover, the largest shareholders included Vanguard Group, BlackRock, State Street Corporation, and about 15 other shareholders collectively. Now, this meant that no individual held a majority, so to speak. Right? Keep things allegedly fair, right? Yeah. Now, the Cern stock currently priced at 94.92, giving the company a market cap of $27 billion, give or take. A PE multiplier of about 47.9. The stock trades under the Cern ticker, reflecting Oracle's publicly listed equity since Cerner Corporation as an Oracle division. Right? So now it's traded publicly. It's owned by Oracle. Oracle sits as the ultimate owner, with Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street having been dominant institutional holders before the acquisition. Now, the current breakdown for Oracle is Larry Ellison, the dominant force. Right? Now, he stands as the largest individual Oracle shareholder, owning $1.16 billion in shares and representing about 40% of the company. Those shares carry a value exceeding $160 billion. And Ellison owns more than the next 20 shareholders combined. His 40% ownership stake gives him dominant voting power, and he also serves as the chairman of the board, giving him direct influence over both governance and technology strategy. Top institution shareholders. Oracle's largest institutional shareholders are Vanguard, 174.8 million shares, which is about 6% or so. BlackRock, $143 million in shares, which is about 5%. And the top four institutional investors are, once again, Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, JP Morgan Chase. They hold about 15% of Oracle, who owns Cern. Okay? Now, Oracle breaks down as about 41.9 institutional shareholders. 40% Oracle insiders, 17% retail investors, total around 4,295 institutional investors hold about 43.6% of the company. Alright, now check this out. The stock price. The share price as of June 9, 2026 stood at about 205, up from 177, which is a 15% gain, call it 16% over that period. The core takeaway. Oracle remains one of the most founder-concentrated companies in big tech. Here's a full breakdown of the money and resources flowing through Cern in Geneva. Now, Cern's annual budget, and this is fucking funny. Yeah. The member states funds the annual operation budget for approximately 1.4 billion Swiss francs per year. The 2024 budget landed at about 1.4 Swiss francs. 1.4 billion Swiss francs. Now, member state contributions scale according to each country's net national income. So, larger economies like Germany, France, and the UK carry the heaviest financial load. Therefore, all of these colonial European countries here are paying the heaviest financial load for Cern, and Oracle is profiting from it. Funny how that works. The top contributing countries are Germany, 20% of the total budget, France, 15% of the local budget, UK, 14% of the budget, and Italy, about 11%. Those four nations together funds 60% of Cern's total operations, the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider. Yeah, that is ridiculous. So, you can blame immigrants for all the problems, but Cern is sucking the shit out of the economy, and you're allowing it to happen, so can't say much about that. Anyway, let's continue. The project ran as the most expensive scientific instrument ever constructed. The total cost broke down as, construction, $4.7 billion just to construct it. An annual operating cost of $1 billion USD per year. Electricity alone is about $23.5 million USD annually. Yeah, and most of you Europeans are paying for that while blaming immigration and immigrants for your problems. Now, Cern allegedly employs 2,700 full-time staff and invites about 17,500 scientists from around the world and engineers from 110 different countries. Now, this is corporate science at its finest because it is all controlled by Oracle. These member states may contribute, but Oracle has the final say. Anyway, they claim they come together to work on what? The scientific community draws from 90 different nationalities working simultaneously on experiments. So at the same time, they're working on things and they may not even know how one connects to the next. You know how it is in some of these places. Left hand don't know what the right hand do. Anyway, the energy consumption. Cern consumes 1.3 terawatt hours of electricity annually, making it one of Europe's largest consumers of electrical energy. During the peak operations, the power demand spikes significantly. That's of course when they're throwing around the atoms and smashing them together and all of that jazz. Now, 23 member states currently fund Cern, with observer nations including the United States, Japan, India, Russia contributing additional resources and scientific partnerships without full membership status. So, all of these people agreeing to work in tandem with white supremacy, there's no surprise there. Larry Ellison stands as one of the most powerful and unconventional figures in the history of American tech. His origin, he was born in August 17th, 1944 in New York City. His mother gave him up for adoption at 9 months old, and his aunt and uncle raised him in Chicago. He attended the University of Illinois and the University of Chicago and dropped out of both. Yes, he's a college dropout of both. Okay? He moved to California in 1966 with $1,200 in his pocket. Now, he allegedly funded Oracle in 1977 alongside Bob Miner and Ed Oates. He drew inspiration from a research paper by IBM scientist Edgar Codd describing relational databases. Yeah, databases that can relate to each other and share information and all of that shit. Which is what they're up to now. Anyway, let's continue. Oracle grew into the world's dominant database software company, and Ellison built it into a global enterprise worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Right? Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. Ellison currently ranks as the second wealthiest person on Earth, with a net worth exceeding 160 billion as of 2026. So he's up there with Bill Gates and the rest of these guys. His 40% stake in Oracle forms the core of wealth. Yeah? He also owns 98% of the island of Lanai in Hawaii. Yeah? All of these billionaires buying up land, he owns an entire island in Lanai. Purchased for about 300 million in 2012. His personal style: lives with legendary extravagance, owns a fleet of fighter jets. Not just one, need a fleet, of course. Multiple mega yachts, same thing. Can't just have one of those bad boys. Mega yachts, we need at least 10 of them bitches. Yeah. And one of the largest private real estate portfolios in America. Apparently he's competing with Bill Gates for farmland. He co-founded the America Cup sailing team and competed personally in these races. Anyway, lifestyle of the rich and the famous. He has positioned Oracle aggressively in the AI infrastructure race. Oracle's cloud division now competes directly with Amazon, AWS, Microsoft Azure, and the cloud Google. His partnership with SoftBank and OpenAI through the Stargate project, a $500 billion AI infrastructure initiative, marks his biggest strategic bet. Okay? So these are all powerful oligarchs doing these things. Nobody asked for the Hadron Collider. These guys just wanted to install that and make people pay for it and run that however they want to run that. Yeah? Ellison controls it. You guys pay for it. We all pay for it. Let's continue. He remains one of the so-called biggest, last true founding kings of big tech. A billionaire who allegedly built his empire from scratch. Yeah, making you believe in the American dream. Yeah, which is pretty much just a lie at this point. Anyway. This is so depressing I have to laugh. Anyway, let's continue to see how deep this really goes. Because once again, this is public information. Anybody can access this. But anytime I see a video on Cern, everybody talking about the Mandela effects. Not that I don't care about it, but there are other things at play here. And this is what I am focused on. The money. Who benefits? That is always my question. And that is why I will always be against white supremacy. In any freaking form. No. The connection between Larry Ellis and DARPA runs through surveillance technology, government contracts, and national security infrastructure. This is the DARPA Oracle Surveillance Connection. After the false flag attack in September 11th of 2001, I'm sure you guys remember that. Of course, you blamed Osama bin Laden. And what happened there? Let's see. Y'all invaded Iraq before you went to Afghanistan. Don't never fucking forget. You went to fucking Iraq. When it's allegedly Afghanistan that did it, but we're bombing Iraq. Like Jim Carrey said, yeah, I'll still believe you went to the fucking moon. So, whatever. Some of you at least. Good thing is the world waking up now. So, we'll see how that goes. I am simply dropping the information as I see it. After the false flag attack in September 11th of 2001, Ellison made a very public push for the US government to build a national ID card system. This centralized surveillance database, he offered Oracle's technology to the federal government for free of charge to build that infrastructure. You know, the National Defense Agreement Act that took away most people's rights? Yes, that one. DARPA's Total Information Awareness TIA program, led by Admiral John Poindexter. It's a bloody Poindexter, man. Oh boy. Aligned directly with the kind of large-scale data aggression Oracle database technology could power. DARPA's TIA program aimed to collect and analyze massive datasets on American citizens to detect terrorist activity, because now, apparently American citizens are the terrorists. The citizens of all nations are terrorists to these powerful white supremacist oligarchs. These tech billionaires. Better wake up, people. DARPA's TIA program to collect all of this data on Americans using the relational database architecture represented exactly the kind of background infrastructure that the program required. Oracle's government and defense contracts. Oracle has held billions of dollars in US contracts across defense and intelligence agencies. Key relations include the Department of Defense, which is really the Department of War, Oracle database power logistics personnel and operational systems. The intelligence community uses Oracle's database infrastructure, the CIA, the NSA, and there's of course a Palantir connection. How could there not be? Because once again, all of these powerful billionaires are working hand in hand to accomplish their goals. Nothing to do with humanity. Nothing to do with the people of this planet. Sometimes I have to question if they're even human themselves. But that's another video. DARPA co-funded Palantir on its early stages. Palantir built its data analysis platform largely on top of Oracle's database architecture. Peter Thiel founded Palantir. Ellison maintained close relationships with the Silicon Valley defense tech circle throughout the 2000s and 2010s. Now, moving on to the last bit of this, which is the Stargate and the modern defense AI. The Stargate project, Ellison's $500 billion AI infrastructure initiative with SoftBank and OpenAI, carries significant national security implications. DARPA and the broader defense establishment view large-scale AI computer infrastructure as a strategic national asset. Data centers building out Stargate capacity. Ellison and the Center of American AI Defense Posture. And through line across all of it, Ellison consistently positions Oracle as the backbone of government data infrastructure, and DARPA's mission around surveillance, AI, and national security have repeatedly intersected with Oracle's core capabilities. So according to his backstory, they'd like you to believe that he's a self-made billionaire. But with the involvement of DARPA, we know that's not true. You see, DARPA looks for these individuals that are disconnected from humanity and are willing to do the things that white supremacy wants them to do. And when you're willing to do that, they shall sponsor you. Unlike me, I'll never be sponsored because I'm against it. So therefore, I'll always be me. You see.